What should DOGE investigate next?
IRS, Fort Knox, all of the above.
What should DOGE investigate next? We're just outside of Washington, D.C. at the Conservative Political Action Conference asking attendees that question. Let's find out what they have to say.
I think they're, first of all, doing a great job. I like the fact that they're acting like Trump is a circuit breaker, just upending. I like the chaos aspect.
I would like to see them dig deeper where they're at, really. The funds that nobody knows about that has been, not just but has been spent the last 4 years, how about the last 40 years? I don't know how far back they're going to go.
I'm a certified public accountant. I'd like the Fed. I would like the Fort Knox. I don't know if the gold is there.
What would you like to see Elon Musk pull back the curtain on in the federal government?
Department of Defense.
Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, I understand that they're not able to reconcile their own budget.
I think they have to go after the Pentagon. I mean, defense contractors. I remember in the 80s, they had the $500 toilet seat and all that.
I heard there was a $700 hammer to be bought, and I don't know where those funds go. I mean, I go to Home Depot, and I can buy a hammer for $7.
That must be with inflation and all the fraudulent stuff. The Pentagon has got to be a big one that he goes after.
Fraudulent welfare.
Okay, that's a good answer.
It's been so shocking to many of us that agencies like the IRS, like education, are being made transparent, are literally being laid bare before us.
We only have to pay 70% of it. You and the grandchildren get to pay another 30 with interest. Sad face.
When we're allowed to almost think what would be next, it's hard to think that because we never thought we'd see this happening in our day and time as it is.
Should investigate the people that receive money for humanitarian aid in South America, those countries where people never received the help, never received the aid. So I think that should be next.
When I just heard coming in here today that, someone got $2 billion for a made-up nonprofit and only had $100 invested in it, and I'm like, I'll give you $100 for that kind of return on my money.
I applied for a job that I had been doing for 6 years and was passed over for somebody who was 30 years younger than me. And it was something that I had been working at for, like I said, 21 years. So I think.
And you worked at the Department of Agriculture.
Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. So I just, feel like maybe agriculture needs to be wiped clean.
So I'm just like, go for it. Whatever you want to go for next, I'm right behind it. I'm really excited.
I would just continue what they're doing. Every agency needs to be cleared out.
Find out why all these senators, how they became millionaires, multimillionaires, only making $150,000, $70,000 a year.
But at some point, we've got to just make it permanent, too. What I don't want to happen is what happened in Reagan's first term, a few years of austere budget, what happened in the first Republican Congress in the 90s. Even Bill Clinton did the reinventing government. Al Gore was in charge. We got to have permanence here, and let's hope that these reforms stick and that 2 years from now, the budgets aren't back up to where they are.
That's really what America wants to know. Nancy Pelosi, keep going.
And until we investigate the areas and maybe the people that complain the loudest, we won't find out. And the American people deserve it because we're the ones that hired and elected our President Trump. And baby, it's cold out here. It's cold here.
It is cold in D.C. right now.
Subscribe to get the news the legacy media won't tell you and only the Daily Signal can bring to you.